Welcome to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, the place where I try to do reactions. Welcome to BaldHeaded Metal. Let's do another reaction today, guys. Today is VINTERSEA with the song Befallen. Now, for those who are not aware on this channel, I try to be 100% genuine in how I feel. If I don't like it, you will know it. If I like it, you will know it as well. Try to be polite about it, but I do it from a perspective of trying to provide some form of thoughtful commentary on how I feel about music to create an interesting conversation on this little community we have on this channel. That being said, let's jump into the song. Let's see what they're all about. I have no idea what this band is all about. He got some kick-ass growls. Oh my god. And first off, I got a little bit distracted. I looked at her, I was like, my god, this girl is gorgeous. Just like right away, right? The male instinct kicked in. It's like, she's gorgeous. And then she started singing. I'm like, the other part of me is like, I'm in love. She can growl. My wife's not here. I'm not going to get in trouble. Oh, this is fucking kick-ass. Yeah, this is great. I love the... I don't know if I would particularly just call it black metal. I would just say extreme metal. But her black metal kind of style vocals with the really crisp production and what the guy's doing on the guitars when the riff changed, that's when I'm like, it finally just, everything clicked for me. It's like, wow, this is great. I'm already enjoying the sound of this band. Visually, not what I would expect it, because you expect, right, black metal to have the corpse paint, everybody in blooded gear, something like that. And here we just have like a pretty girl in a nice dress and dudes dressed regular, doing their thing. But they sound great. They don't have any kind of gimmick. They're just playing good music. For some reason, this reminds me of like Dark Fortress and Naglfar a lot in their styles. There was a little bit of like Immortal, but less so. They're a little bit more intricate than Immortal, even though Immortal is like my favorite, one of my favorite black metal bands. Really enjoying the style, enjoying the music. I do want some kind of interesting switches up in the melodies itself, because the thing about I never understood with black metal before, with a lot of extreme metal bands, is unlike melodic death metal, you would have to kind of sit and listen to the music to see the rhythms and the melodies that they're creating. Sometimes they're more in the background and how they fit the overall structure of the song, and that's when you kind of get in that groove and you're like, whoa, they're doing some really interesting stuff. Like Nile is a good example of that, because they're doing really intricate stuff on the guitar. And here's the case with this band as well, and that's the part of it that's clicking with me the most. Visually, to me, it's a little bit, they don't go side by side with visually what I see versus the music, but I think that doesn't really matter. Even like her mannerisms. I don't know if she does the same thing live on stage. Her mannerisms are her own, and that's who she is as a person. But for some reason, I have this stereotype of how I would expect a male or a female vocalist of an extreme metal band to act, right? You have this like preconception in your mind that she doesn't fit within this box, which I guess is a great thing if I think about it. But I can't lie to you to say that I enjoyed or automatically resonated with it. There's only one thing. I don't know how I feel about her singing. I don't think her singing is bad. First of all, I want to point that out. I think her singing is bad at all. I don't know how I feel about it in the context of this band yet. And the reason I say that I'm not making a final judgment on it, I did not have a positive reaction, but I didn't have a negative reaction because I feel like I haven't heard enough of it. Almost like I need to hear more songs from this band to really get a grasp of it. But it definitely seems purposefully different. I'm trying to think of like maybe of soft vocals in an extreme metal band that were really good, like Orbit Culture. I thought his vocals, clean vocals, were great, but he had more of like a Rob Halford style. I mean, there's a lot of bands. I'm sorry, I just can't think of a particular one right now. But the idea that sometimes it's a natural transformation from one to the other, where here I think they're almost extremes of one another, which I think it might have been a purpose. And I would like to hear more before I make any kind of final judgment. Music video is very simplistic. It looks like they went to a dam or some kind of like factory. I don't know what, I can't tell what it is, to create this music video. So they kept it low budget, simplistic. So there's no real commentary on the music video either. I liked that main riff with the guitar, the really fast riff, and her vocals in that part a lot. There's also, for me, the way I feel about this particular song, or I'm not gonna say band, about this song, it's very intellectual, or the way it's written feels like very intellectually based, meaning that there's a certain technicality to it that's impressive. But for those who are aware of this channel, I tend to resonate more with emotions. And sometimes simplicity, I react to something that's very, very simple, but I'm like blown away by it because emotionally it struck me, or I felt that emotion in the music. I didn't particularly feel that same emotion in this song, but there's such a technicality and from like a logical standpoint, from this kind of approach, the way they write their music, that I have to appreciate. And there's elements in this music that I really, really like. Like I said, her vocals, the main riff. I can't make a full judgment on this song because I feel like I would need to check out more from them, if not a whole album, to really sit down and put my stamp of how I feel about it. I think it's not fair to the band for me to make a judgment based on one song. That being said, the one thing, it makes me feel like I'm super conservative when I say this kind of thing, but I'm actually not. I consider myself to be quite liberal. But I personally get a little bit exhausted where whenever you see a pretty woman in the music, let's say she's a vocalist or guitarist, they tend to, by their choice or by the director's choice, whoever's choice, to really show off the beauty in every possible angle. When she went to the bathtub and she's like taking her clothes off, or she has, she's having all these like really nice, like kind of sexy poses going on. I don't think it's necessary, personally. Like, I'm the person who goes to movie theaters, some people talk about like Black Swan. Did you see the sex scene between Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman? I'm like, is that why you went to the movie, to watch it? Like, if I want that, there's a medium for it. I can go watch that kind of stuff. When I go to see Black Swan, I want to see a good story. And if there's any kind of sexual content, it has to be relevant to the story and be a good story element. It doesn't even need to be explicit, which is why the reasons I never like Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. I just find it to be like too much, personally. And it's not because I get squeamish. Like, I can watch it, but I'm bored watching it. So same, I think, applies for me when I watch these kinds of music videos, where it was Ad Infinitum with Melissa Bonney, or this music video, or somebody like Lena Scissorhands. I appreciate these female women's talents because they're great. They deserve the spotlight that they're getting. But I personally don't like this kind of obvious utilization of your beauty to get more views. That's how I see it. That's the place I'm coming from. And of course, I could be totally wrong. I take that into account as well. It's just an opinion of one person who can be completely wrong. There's a lot of people I've seen in the comments who don't have a problem with it at all. And they're just like, hey, it's just a beautiful woman showing off her body. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Just, I don't think it's necessary. I think it can diminish your music. That's how I feel. If a guy did the same thing, he's running around with no shirt all the time, like Harm's Way, the popular meme song that they've done, and he's like doing that hardcore headbanging, I don't think it's necessary either, to be honest. I think it's just as useless. It's not like a gender thing for me. I think it's just overall pointless. And if it is going to be there, nudity or any kind of erotic nature, if it tells a good story, by all means include it. But other than that, for example, Rammstein's video Zeit, when they had the baby being birthed and the women were naked, it made sense in that context of what they're trying to take, the raw nature of what birth is like. I think it told a really good, beautiful story, where here it's more of the filmmaker who was making this perhaps didn't know how to tell a good story in the music video, which he doesn't really have. I'll leave it there. That's my opinion. I would love to hear from you guys. Where you disagree with me, where you agree with me, and kind of the point of contention there. Make sure to also enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.